DeRosa, like I said, they are a problem. Offensively, they just come at you in waves, and the lineup is deep.
Yeah, you just aged Hank Blaylock about 20 years.
Why?
I played with Hank Blaylock. You threw him back with Ruben Sierra and Dean Palmer back in the late 90s. No, listen, it's not coincidence. They've dumped some money into this. Chris Young has made some savvy signs, played with the checkbook a little bit, but the best move he made was bringing Bruce Bochy in to kind of settle everything down. He's trying to manipulate the bullpen a little bit right now. That'll be what they'll address at the deadline. Will Smith's been good for them back there. But they got Corey Seager back. They were banging without him in the lineup. But you add your $325 million shortstop to the mix, he can do special things. NLCS MVP, World Series MVP. I'm going to show you some boards that since Fernando Tatis has moved off shortstop, there's a new sheriff in town as far as best offensive profile at that position. So let's get into it. He was out for a month, right? And they still were able to swing the bats pretty darn good in his absence. But when he's in the middle of this lineup, it changes everything for this team. And like I said, we're going to bring up this first board right here. Pause this. Bring up the first board. I mean, this is what you're dealing with at shortstop when you got Corey Seager in the lineup. Stats since 2020. We're taking you back 3 years. Home runs tied for third. On base percentage third. Slug. And this jumps out at me because we're going to get into some other boards that Eric Nays dove into. He's the most aggressive hitter in the entire sport. We had Brandon Lau come on here talk about his hitting profile, and he talked about, I am on go from the time I step in the box. I don't care what it is. If it's over the heart of the plate, I'm hacking. No one does that more, fits that profile more than him. OPS plus, ex-WOBA, he's first. Ex-WOBA is a little bit, Nays, help me out here, explain it to the masses. It's a little bit better than OPS, kind of takes everything offensively into account. So let's dive in a little bit. He's out for a month, and we talk about this a lot. Pause. And you're going to come back against a guy who's leading the world in strikeouts per 9? Like, wouldn't you wait a day? But no, the great ones want to know where they're at. He wants to know where he's calibrated on the heater. He wants the best heater in the game on him. He wants his teammates to know, I'm going to get back in the lineup. So this is a couple days ago. I just want to take you through, after being gone a month, this is not what it should look like against Spencer Strider right out of the gate. Boom, top of the zone, 98, he spits on it. He's on that. You had Brent Rooker in here talking about being on pitches. I know it's a fly out to left field, but he is on time. There's no cheat to this. He's not looking uncomfortable. That's a ball, sir. That's outside. I should be 2-0 right now, leaning on a heater. Instead, I'm 2-1. Here comes Spencer Strider, 96, barreled the other way. So you know he's right, okay? That's the beauty of him. And then May 20th here, now we get left on left and we're going dead center. He does some interesting things at the plate. We're going to get into side angles on him, another heater. So since he's been back, 4 games since returning from the hamstring, he's 7 for 16, 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 8 RBIs. Pause this. Bring up the board with that shows the shift. This is pretty awesome. Look at his average in 2022 before the new rules were enacted. He was a 245 hitter. Had this year's rules been in 2022, you're looking at 278. His on base goes up 30 points. His slug goes up 30 points. Completely different hitter. So he has been impacted as much as anybody with the shift rules and the new rules kind of taking that away. So now he can play with the entire lot. But everyone was kind of a little stunned when he went to Texas. And I think 2020, if you go back and watch what he did in the bubble, during the pandemic, he dominated Globe Life. Run this. He had a monster, a postseason for the ages, an NLCS MVP, a World Series MVP. So he knew whatever it was in Arlington, the ballpark, the way of life, the batter's eye, the way he felt in that yard, he knew. Fast forward, when he became a free agent and they were interested, that it was going to make sense for him to potentially go there. Some of the things he does, we talk about not cookie cutting hitting with the kids. Look at the way he chokes. I watched Jason Hayward struggle mightily, choking the barrel with the top hand and trying to get rid of that. Corey Seager lives by that model where he presets his hands and then it's almost just like a turn. He's almost not using his hands at all in his swing, something that is so foreign to me. So run this. I mean, he's completely locked. Pause. Now click it one at a time. No, forward. Come on. Pause. So look at him, palm up, palm down. He never manipulated his hands. They're almost preset back here, and it's a turn. I don't know how you teach that, but it's something different that some kids could try at home. Run this. Bang! I wanted to go back and see what he looked like with the Dodgers during his great postseason, 2020. Can you get this back to stock? I just want to see where his hands are. Leave it right there. Little bit different, a little bit further back now, but run it, pretty similar. Gorgeous hack right there. And you don't see many guys collapse their front leg after contact. It's almost a lockout and they're sitting there like this. Corey's one of those guys, when he hits, his front knee almost collapses a little bit. Run it. And what do I always say? You are some version of who you were in high school. So I'm like, what did he look like in high school? Oh, there it is.
Wow.
That looks pretty similar. 2012, I would have took him #1 overall. Carlos Correa went #1 overall. He went in the teens to the Dodgers. Special talent. Give me one more board, Capals. We'll get out. Pretty awesome to see that. 11 years later, $325 million. That's what you get. This is what it looks like in high school.
Wow.
Pretty sharp. Special player, like I said, but he's a hacker. First pitch swing, 51% of the time he's on go. He's #1 in the game. Zone swing percentage, but this is what's interesting to me. As much as he hacks, he still walks above the major league rate. So he has a nice eye in what he's trying to do, but if it's over the heart of the plate, he is not discriminating. He's going.